Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're good. I'm gonna just adjust this. It's all live and direct. How is everything? How are you doing? Okay, gotta get myself sorted out. Firstly, welcome to Music Hills. It's such a pleasure and joy to be here for you. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to join in, and then we get this party started. Today's Music Hills is a special one because it's all about Valentine's Day. So it's all about the love and all the hearts and what have you. And I hope you guys had a great Valentine's, whatever you guys did, in lockdown. If you weren't able to speak or see your loved ones, I hope you saw them over the internet on Zoom calls and phone calls, keep the love going. So we're just going to wait for a few people to join. Hey, I see Zaheer in the comments. He's definitely waiting for me. So hopefully everything's fine. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me just sort out my video. It's been a crazy week for me. If you guys have been following me, you know what's been going on and stuff. Yeah, that's amazing. So, again, happy Valentine's Day. Did you guys get anything? Did you get your flowers? You can't see my flowers, but at the back there, I bought myself some flowers. Yeah, it was pretty amazing that I bought them for myself. I said to Keevan, I bought flowers, so don't worry, you don't need to buy me any. So he was like, phew. And I also got a lovely flower from my mother-in-law. You can't see it, but it was one of those beautiful multicolored roses, so thank you. And I know that Mum's probably joined in as well, so big love to you, Mum. And I hope you enjoyed Saturday with us. There's always a banter and full of laughs with you every Saturday. I'm also been so busy with family and stuff. As you guys, if you've been following, you know that my mother is currently in hospital. She's still there since Saturday. She's on the mend slowly but surely. But all I can just ask for is you guys to just keep on praying and give me the higher energy to just keep the family going as well. That's the most main thing. So who's out there? I can't see any comments at the moment. Please say hi, and then once I get a few more people on, I will start the singing because I know you guys enjoy that. Let me just see who's on. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Kicks. Thank you. And if anybody's on Facebook, can you also please just send me a message to let me know that everything is A-okay? Hey, Jits, thank you so much. I had to check that just before I went going. Hey, Ange, thank you for joining. So much love for you guys. I hope Killen spoilt you rotten, and Darius, thank you for being on. So shall we kick off? So I decided to sing you two songs today, purely because it was Valentine's Day yesterday. I was actually going to be singing, I was going to do a live rendition of something yesterday, but due to the family commitments, I couldn't. So I thought today I'll sing two songs for you. One song is from a Hindi film, a Bollywood film. So if you're into your Bollywood, you'll know this track. And the other song is an English cover, and it's a classic. The Hindi song I've decided to do, and it was actually a request by my beautiful mother-in-law, Manju. It feels weird calling you Manju, Mum. But Mum, you wanted to hear Kuch Na Kaho from 1942, A Love Story. So I'm singing it for you. I'm singing it for my mama, who's in hospital. I'm sure she'll get the vibes. And dedicate it to all your beautiful mums out there. And dedicate it to all those people who are no longer with us, and also who are always forever in our hearts, wherever we are. We'll never forget them. I mean, for me, Valentine's Day it means so much to me because I celebrate everything that I love in life, I love my husband, I love you, Kicks, but I also love my family, I love music, I love everything. So Valentine's Day is not just one day, it's every day. But this is just an excuse to sing two songs for you. So I'm going to be singing Kuch Na Kaho, and then I'm going to be singing an English cover by the amazing Elvis Presley. I mean, obviously I'm not going to get his voice, but it's Can't Help Falling in Love. I thought to keep it just simple and classic today for you guys. And then we'll get Zaheer on. We'll speak about his journey. We will talk about his inspirations. And if you guys have any questions or comments for the whole session, just drop them in the comments, and we will, put it up, and we'll answer your questions to the best of our abilities. Music Heals is all about music. Since last March, I started Music Heals, and it was supposed to be literally like a couple of shows just to keep everyone going. I've always pondered what music means to people, and then I thought it'd be so good to just have a discussion on what music means to like-minded creatives. And here I am a year on. This year we've had some amazing guests, and we've been able to transit over from Instagram to Facebook and also YouTube. So I hope you guys are enjoying the new sessions, season 2. Please like this video, please share this video. The more shares and the more likes we get, the more we get the word out for Music Heals. And I want to grow this bigger and better for all of us. And I'm not just going to stop here. So once lockdown is done, finish, out of our lives, we're going to have live shows. And I'm going to take this on the road. I'm going to do so much. I'm putting it out there in the universe. So I've got big dreams for it, and I need you all with me. Before I start my songs, I just want to give a big shout out to Substeppers. Today, actually on Valentine's Day, we released a track together, and it's called Lockdown Waves. So if you're into your DMV and your synth waves, do go and check it out. If you YouTube after this session, Substeppers, go and check out the video. It's phenomenal. I've actually put clips on my Facebook page as well, where you can check it out. And it's just basically a fusion of Hindi alaps that I've done with some English singing as well. Just go and enjoy that and do support that as well. So big love to Substeppers and big love to everybody that's joined. Right, let's get the song going. Let me know if the levels are well, and I'll just get my lyrics up. Okay, Rita's rendition today is for you all. Love you all. And it's called Kuch Na Kaho. कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो, कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो, क्या कहना है, क्या सुनना है, मुझको पता है, तुमको पता है, समय का ये पल थमसा गया है, और इस पल में कोई नहीं है, बस एक मैं हूँ, बस एक तुम हो, कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो. Where is everyone out there? I can't even see you. Come on, give me some hearts. हमने जब देखे थे सोदर को तेरे बर्बाद सब लगते थे अपने और इस पल में कोई नहीं है बस एक मैं बस एक तुम हो कुछ ना कहो कुछ भी ना कहो बस एक मैं बस एक तुम हो कुछ ना कहो कुछ भी ना कहो क्या कहना है क्या सुनना है मुझको पता है तुमको पता है समय का ये थम सा गया है और इस पल में कोई नहीं है बस एक मैं हूँ बस एक तुम हो Yay. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful song, right? So if you guys don't know what it means, it's like literally just saying, you probably got the gist of it, but it was like literally, you know, don't say a word and just, it's just you and I here. And it's so beautiful. And I remember, I've got a story behind this actually. When we were young, Kix and I, Kevin and I, and we dropped Kevin off to Brighton University because I was staying in London and he had gone on to Brighton. And the whole journey back, all I heard was this song. And you know, could see the moon and we're just looking out and it was just like, you know, it was just like one of those moments that stuck in my mind. And, it, you know, like moments like that, memories like that never come back. So yeah, I'm still here. I'm still looking at the moon, Kix. Oh, Mum, big love. Thank you for joining. Okay, move that over. Arti, thank you for joining. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much. Sending love, and I hope you're healing and proud of you, man. And hi, Nimesh. Hey, Killen. It's so good to see everyone here. Do say hi before we get Zaheer on. So the next song I'm going to sing for you, obviously because it's a Valentine's special, is a beautiful song by Elvis Presley. It's another version. It's an acoustic version. It's actually just a piano and my voice. I hope you like this. I'm just going to set it up. And then after that, we're going to get Zaheer on. So make sure you guys have your questions ready for Zaheer. Yeah, and let me know you feel it, and keep sharing and keep liking and keep putting your comments so I know this is still working out there, yeah? Okay, let's do this. Let's see. One-man band here, guys, so just bear with me. Some reason it's not playing. Here we go. Mum, this is for you. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. For I can't help falling in love with you. Yes. So that was Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any requests for any upcoming songs, upcoming music hills, and you'd like me to sing it for you, I start off my sessions with Rita's rendition, and then I get my guest on. So if you want to put any dedications out to anyone, please do forward it to me. But let's get Zaheer now on Enough of Me. So Music Hills with Zaheer. So let me just change my mic. Thank you to everyone that's joined. You can hear me now. I hope you guys can hear me. All right, let's get Zaheer on now. Ready? Are you ready, bro? Here you go. Hello. Honey, It's my fault. Bear with me. Bear with me. So Zaheer, you've actually got yourself on mute, so I need you to take yourself. Yay,
I
got
thought you
it.
put me on mute. You were like, just go and sit in this corner for like 20 minutes and then I'll call you when I need you. What happened? Yeah, I think I cut out and then I cut back in. I didn't want to disturb you.
Yeah,
For a
no,
long
no, no, no. It's
distance,
good. It's good. It's good. So thank you for joining me, Zaheer,
all
on
right.
Music Heroes today. You guys, I don't know who Zaheer is. This is Zaheer, and Zaheer, why don't you give a couple of lines of who you are and what you do?
So I'm a music producer. I live in Milton Keynes. I've been producing for about 10 years. I've been on played on like Radio One, One Extra, Asian Network, um, Six Music. We've kind of had a lot of like radio
Wow.
airplay. I did Reading and Leeds Festival in 2013.
Wow, you did Reading. Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's one
and
festival
then
I haven't been to, I haven't sung, so that's definitely
and
on my bucket
then
list.
then I took a little bit of a break from
Hmm.
music, and then
Hmm.
I kind of got back into releasing music this summer, and I've not looked back since. So yeah, that's the kind of
Wow.
the short version of who I am.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Can you see that Zaheer and I are dressed up for you guys today because it's a Valentine's special? We thought we'd make an effort. Not that I don't make an effort, but I thought I'll make more of an effort because, I mean, come on now. Look at Zaheer, how dapper he's looking. Thank you very much for getting
Had to be
your
done.
jacket on for me. I'm so appreciative. So
I
let's
think that's
kick
the thing.
into.
I hear a lot of people talking about like them being stuck and they didn't get to do anything for like Christmas, or they didn't have any like Christmas parties or any kind of like black tie events and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, well, just because you're not going anywhere doesn't mean shouldn't really stop you from doing it. You do it for yourself anyway, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
most
last month
definitely.
I was making beats in a tuxedo in my bedroom, like,
You guys got to
where,
check out Zaheer on. Is it you put it on Instagram, didn't you?
yeah. So where else am I going to go where I can dress up? And it's more of a mindset thing. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, I'll put on a blazer, something I have to
No,
whip
it's
together for you.
appreciated, man. It's appreciated. I mean, I'm always like this on Music Hills anyway. I get all ready and stuff, and then after I've finished, I just go in the living room, have a cup of tea and biscuits, and I say to kids, is this what life is about now? I've got nowhere to go.
So
So
if you did
Zaheer,
this live and in
yeah,
person, we would dress up, right? So and why should we not?
yeah,
If we're not doing it
of
from, do you know what I mean?
course, of course. So Zaheer, let's kick it off. What does music mean to you?
Music is like my form of therapy. I would say it's like my creative outlet from the world. So originally it was something what we used to do when for every reason. Why music's good. When you feel good, you can kind of reach some music, but when you feel down, you can reach some music. And I think that's always something that I really kind of relied on through times. And
Yeah.
there were a few years where I didn't have that part of my life because I kind of like turned my back on music, or I kind of walked away from it,
Hmm.
and I was ready to kind of move on. But music is a part of me, and it's something that I kind of got back into. And I think this is why music feels quite important to me as well, because I feel like I've had some like I've had some like turbulent times, and I think music has like healed me, and it's something that I kind of when I was in that position, that's what got me back to kind of where I am now. It was just like just creating it and getting lost in it. But
Yeah, yeah.
I think where one of the things you get lost at as an artist that releases music is you're always kind of hoping that it gets picked up and it gets validated. Whereas that's like the wrong mindset for me. I feel like
Yeah.
it's what I've done in the past, and I think we've had this conversation as well. But it's a lot more about doing it for yourself, and I think that's where a lot of the transition in me has happened as well, where I'm doing a lot more. Everything I do create now, it's my own little world, it's for me. But then I'll
And
think
that's
about what's the best
amazing.
way
I
to
mean,
get
the
it out.
creativity side of it, Zahere, you've just been non-stop, right? And it's great. There's comments coming through. I've got to share these with you. Zahere, first, Keelan, my hubby Hicks, says, "Where is your rose? Where's your rose, Zahere?
Well, she's a taken
Valentine's."
woman. I can't do that.
Ah, hey,
You'll be
Swami,
outside my door if that happens.
and Swami, come on. What is that about, SB? Big love for joining us anyway. It means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I just had a
Yes,
notification
yeah.
on Facebook that somebody commented and Swami commented. I knew it was going to be something like that.
We can always rely on SB. Big love, SB. Yeah, so okay, so you started making the beats and then it's just been how does it feel being back in music?
I feel like there's a lot of anxiety going in because
Mm,
you always want you kind of make up this story in your head that people are
yeah.
going to perceive you a certain way. But it's probably around
Mm-hmm.
about this time last year actually that I kind of got back into kind of talking about to people from the music industry, and I was always going to be thinking about people going to be like, where have you been? Why did you stop? Why back? But everyone was really, really supportive. It was, Donny Brasco, right?
He's a legend, Donny.
Yeah, I spoke to
Yeah,
him and I was just
big
like, I
love.
don't know if you remember me, but I spoke to him and he welcomed me with open arms, literally, and he was just talking and like, wow, like people don't really care where you've been. They're
Mm,
just glad to have you back, I feel like. And I think that's it's one of the things when you spend so much time not talking to these people, you kind of
yeah,
build up this thing in your mind about how people are perceiving you when
yeah,
that's just anxiety,
yeah,
isn't it? It's just nonsense. It's ridiculous. So the more I
yeah.
kind of put myself out there and force myself into these situations that in my mind were uncomfortable, even though they were perfectly fine. They're just friends, right? They're friends
Mm-hmm.
and peers.
Mm-hmm.
The more I kind of realised, yeah, this is cool. And yeah,
Mm.
I haven't looked back. Haven't looked back.
And you know when you like start music, so guys, if you've never been in this position before, because here I've been there, where I started music at such a young age, then life didn't even get in the way. I just decided to take a break. But when I wanted to come back to it, it was really hard. It was so hard to the fact that I didn't know where to go and how to start back up my creativity and the courage. So when you took that step and you spoke to Donny, how then did you then get that courage to get out there and come back?
I think before that is why I got back into making music was because I love making music. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't know how to do, so I
Yeah,
started learning it.
yeah,
So I would learn something and then I would apply it. And then once I kept applying it, I'd try it a few different times, few different versions, and then I did that for a few months and then up with like 30 or 40 beats. And I was like, this is more music than I had when I was active, which is ridiculous.
yeah. Wow.
And a lot of people, I've just, I spent probably about 18 months, a couple of hours a day, just like perfecting my craft and learning how to make beats kind of, on the fly, kind of just getting used to a good workflow. So, which it kind of makes people like, they're amazed when they see these videos because they're like, you make these beats and you make it look so easy. It's like, I've just been doing it for so long and I've been learning to get to that point. That's all it is. It's not magic. It's just hard work, right? You just get used to it and then it
Yeah,
becomes natural. So that was
yeah,
so
yeah.
I was a lot more comfortable. So it's like that was the bit that allowed me to be confident. So that I know I can make beats. I can go in front of anybody and just make a beat from there
Yeah,
and there if I need to change anything. So I think I
yeah,
had
yeah.
that, and I think that's where I was really confident in my creativity, but knowing that I'm never gonna get to where I want to be. Like perfection doesn't exist in music, but the more
Perfection will
I'm
never
still,
exist in music because
yeah,
constantly we are learning and constantly
yeah,
we are evolving. And that's something that a lot of us artists have to remember and realize because no matter how much you can be a master of your craft, somebody can come up the next day and teach you something so brand new that you never probably even thought of. I've
yeah.
always
It's like,
thought that it's ever evolving, and I'm really glad that you came back in a different mindset to do that as well. But how does music healing and how does it connect with the music that you did and you do now, Zaheer? Why is it so close to you?
I think it's your form of like communication. I feel like every time I make songs now or I make a beat, there's always a story behind it.
Yeah,
And I think in the past, I've been really reluctant to share that. And it's
yeah,
always just like, oh, here you go, here's a song. Whereas now I'm a lot more open to talking about to the journey that got me there. Because that's probably just as important, if not more
yeah,
important, in my opinion.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's something that people from all walks of life can relate to. It's not just about like, I like the way you do this snare or I like the 808 or the bass line. Like that's not the kind of conversations I have. But like, how do you feel when you're motivated, or how do you get yourself out there? Whether you're a plumber, whether you work in any environment, any form, you're motivated by something, whether it's music,
Yeah,
whether it's gym, whatever. So it's like sharing that with people. I feel like it clicks more,
yeah.
and more like talking about the well being and the mental health aspect, which I think I've spoken to you about this like privately before. It's not something I've always been um, open about talking about because it shows you a little bit of it's almost like vulnerability,
Vulnerability.
right? But
Yes, yeah.
that's what makes music good, and I feel like that's why a lot of people do relate to it, and I think a lot of people do use the arts, whether it's music,
Mm-hmm.
songwriting, producing, making beats,
Mm-hmm.
drawing, painting. I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
like a really important outlet for them. So
Yeah.
it's a part of my day now, like drinking water or exercising, making music. It's just a part of like my routine.
It becomes your routine, right? A habit becomes your routine, and and then you just flow with it. Guys, we've got Harvey Mann in the building, as they say. So here, so he's saying big up to you.
Yes, Harvey. Appreciate that, man.
Everyone's very quiet today, so if you guys have got any comments or questions, do put them forward to us. We're really happy to answer them for you. So, who were your inspirations here when you were growing up, like, in music? And when did you have that inkling that you wanted to be in music? Or, when did you get that vibe?
Probably like when I was 10 years old, I think. I remember there's a few songs that melodically they kind of clicked to me. And I remember what songs I was like Usher, You Make Me Wanna. I remember when I first heard that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, the
I think everyone
guitar,
remembers that, hey?
yeah, the guitar and the catchiness of it. I'll be honest, I remember
Mm-hmm.
watching the video. I didn't even realize Usher was a bloke at the time. I didn't really think about it. I just heard it. I thought
Wow,
it was a
okay.
girl. I thought it was a girl.
Yeah.
And like TQ and all these kind of like American R&B acts at the time. I
Yeah.
just loved how the vibe and the melodies were. And I think
Mm.
that's kind of when I realized what I liked. I've always been inspired by people like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre
Yeah.
was probably one of the early ones, the kind of the straightforward producers. But as time's evolved, it's been anything from rock bands, indie music. Um, there's a lot of big pop producers and how they make their sound. There's a lot of inspiration in different forms, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why. But yeah, I mean, I think Dre's probably one of my favorites, and then a lot of the rap producers like DJ Premier, Alchemist. These are sort of artists that I kind of grew up listening to and looking at. It's very much sample based, so I started off making sort of sampled beats and loops, and then as I kind of got more into kind of indie music and rock and chord based stuff, it's kind of when that sort of stuff takes over.
Wow, that's amazing. We've got a question for you. Yay, thanks, Jits. Zaheer, what's your favourite genre of music to listen to firstly and to produce to secondly? Oh, that's a really good question.
Very good question. I feel like I've kind of just thrown the whole genre thing out the window.
Yeah,
I've come across it before where people are like, you have to make a certain style of music and then be consistent with it.
yeah,
The beauty of music is you don't have to do anything, especially
yeah.
now where like I can release two songs on the same day and pitch into different markets because you've got beauty of like Spotify and
Mm-hmm.
BBC Three, and you can send different stuff to different people. So
Yeah,
my favorite genre of music to listen to, I'll be honest, I don't listen to a lot of music anymore because I don't really have much time. I still tend to listen to the stuff I was listening to maybe sort of 10 years ago, or it's like my peers.
mm,
So I've listened to a lot of kind of like I'd say like R&B, a lot of like
yeah,
Australian R&B, a lot of like
yeah.
lo-fi kind of styles of music, and
Mm-hmm.
producing. That's a tough one. See, like trap beats and hip hop beats, and to an extent R&B beats are like my go-to because I know how to make them inside out, and I can kind of make them really, really quickly. But I think stuff like dance stuff or EDM or like future bass and chill step, they've got all these little subgenres, but all that stuff because it takes a lot longer to make, so I don't have as much time to do them. But I think those are the
Yeah,
most fun, I would say. And I learned a lot of that stuff from watching YouTube videos of these like 15, 16-year-olds that put me to shame even now.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say kind of the Australian R&B. It's very like light music. It's just good vibes. Nothing too deep. Nothing too like emotional. And I'd say sort of like future bass and like more of the urban sort of darker trap version of stuff is what I like to produce.
Mm-hmm. So, emotion and music. Is it hard to separate the two for
Um,
you?
in the past, yes, very very hard, and
Yeah.
now not so much because I think it's
Okay.
it's more
Why?
about I think it's more about compartmentalizing everything. So when I make music, I make it for me or with my friend or with my peers, and then it's about looking at it a bit more. It's ironic that Simon talked about estate agency, but it's the same sort of thing. It's like you're building these little mini houses, right? And then it's about
Yeah.
trying to figure out what's the best way to get those houses out, whether you're going to lease
Mm-hmm.
them, whether you're going to sell them out, all right? So I make
And then
music
if you
for
want to
me.
build a flat, and then if you want to
Yeah,
change it, swap it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You're
I
going
get
too
you.
much into the metaphor now because I don't know what that means. Whether you,
It
whether
could
you,
be anything.
I guess like a loft, I guess like a loft extension would be if you get like a
No,
small
no,
studio
that's so
corner.
internal.
Yeah, but yeah. So whereas before, I think like I feel like it's impossible to have somebody
Mm,
to resonate with your music the same because the same with yourself. Like
yeah,
where my mind is when I make something, you can never be there with respect. You can support my like we're good friends, right? But
yeah,
you can never understand my music because I might have been sitting there thinking of like a day when I was 8,
yeah,
eating a bowl of cereal, watching a particular part of the song, and then somehow that influenced the beat. And then
yeah.
when you send that out, you kind of project that emotion and you expect people to feel the same when they're
Mm-hmm,
never going to get this. They might like it, but you want
mm-hmm.
kind of more from them. So, I mean, I struggled with that in the past, whereas now, honestly, I don't really care. Like, I make music for me emotionally, however, and then I think about the best ways to kind of push it out there. So I'm a lot more strategic with my releases, a lot more
Yeah,
sensible with who I send my stuff out to.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like, I'm not validated by anybody, so I don't care if I don't sound bad, but I don't really care whether people like it or not. Like if
yeah.
they like it, I'm great, great. But I'm not defined by it either way. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I have no expectations from people. Like if they like it, great. If they don't like it, that's cool too. It's not personal. It is
Yeah.
what it is. I just kind of just keep
Mm.
things moving. So I think it's about you have to be emotional about the right things. And I think like people's opinions or, you know, just because somebody doesn't like it or a certain person isn't supporting you, like it doesn't really bother me. Like there's always going to be more
But do you
songs.
think
You
that
know?
comes with experience? Like because obviously when we first start as artists, we want. I'll be honest. We expect we think everyone is going to support us. We think a lot of people are going to like us because we believe in our music, and when we don't get that support, it falters us. It stops us in our tracks. I mean, it definitely did for me. And then
Mm.
and how do you overcome that though? Is that do you feel, bro? Is it because of experience that you've had in music and in life, and like you see it in a different way now? I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. I
obviously,
think
because like you stopped music and then you came back and you've got this different perspective of how to move forward, strategically.
yeah, I think a lot of it does come with that. I feel like everything happens for a reason. I think if I
Mm,
got where I wanted to be or where I was, I probably still wouldn't have been happy or satisfied. Whereas now, like I'm like me sitting here making beats, like I'm happy. Anything above that is a bonus, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't need to. Oh, once I get played by this person, or once I get supported by this person, or once this person plays my. I honestly don't care. Like I wish everyone the best. Like this is
Mm,
the creative part of it. Like I said, you can't be perfect. So I'm always going to learn. Maybe in 5 years'
yeah.
time, I want to do a different genre. Like I can kind of not be defined by anything. Like I've spoken to certain artists that I came up with, and a lot of people are very restricted by what they can do because of their kind of market or their target audience, so they stick to a
Mm,
certain vibe. And
mm-hmm,
I always want to have that freedom. So I think it's about compartmentalizing certain things.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it's just one of those things. I think as creative people, we almost feel the need to be like validated by creativity by certain people.
Mm,
So I think
mm,
I think it doesn't really matter anymore. Like I know
yeah.
my music is at a good level because of people do support it. If the
Mm,
radio play it, it means it's professional, whether people use my beats or not. But if they didn't, or we couldn't connect for whatever reason, then that's cool too. Like it is what it is. I
yeah.
think it's not it's like um putting your kind of like onus on the most important things, and I think people's opinions are never going to be that. So yeah,
Mm,
I guess yeah, age is a big factor, and time and experiences.
most definitely. So you come back with a fresh mind and a strategy. How's it been for you, Zaheer? How's the music scene been for you, and have you
Um,
seen changes? Because obviously you were around, like Zaheer and I, everyone, Zaheer, we go back a long time, but we've only actually connected properly in the last year or so. And when I first started out in 2009 on the scene, we were all in our little, not our little cliques, but we just didn't know of each other as much as we are now, because I think we are now more interactive with each other. I think that anyway,
absolutely.
because of social media, and especially because we're in lockdown as well. It's not that we haven't got any choice, we've got choices, but you know, those choices have made us all connect in a positive way. So yeah, how are you finding it? How's it been?
I think it's been great, to be honest. I think I always think had like lockdown not happened, I probably wouldn't be making music because I still had plans to kind of do other things and pursue other things.
Yeah.
But I think it's been, I do think everything happens for a reason, and I feel like, you know, there's obviously what's been going on, and we're very unprecedented times, and you know, I'm not saying it's not, but you can only really focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, for me, it's about just kind of focusing on what I can control, especially during this time.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's sort of feeling helpless, but I didn't want to feel like that. I wanted to really take charge and take control. I've connected with a lot of people because I haven't been so. I mean, same with yourself. Like, we've known of each other, but I've always been quite reserved, and I think some people might take that as you know, whether I'm arrogant or whatever, or just because I'm just not very open about certain things.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm a lot more kind of open about it. I'm willing to have. Well, we do the same thing, right? Like, I think it's about managing expectations of people. So, like, well, I'll tell you, look, I'm gonna. You know me, like, when I focus on one thing, that's all I focus on, and I kind of block everything out. So,
That's
you know, if I
how
don't
you
respond
work,
to
right?
whatever, yeah, it's like, for example, if I don't respond, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because
Yeah.
I'm focusing on this. And you know that same thing, and then like next thing you know, like, I'm talking about our song, and then you get bombarded with all these messages and stuff, right? And then
That's
I'll
it.
disappear again because I'm so busy doing something else. You know? It's like,
That's it. Mind you, that's
yeah,
all of us as well. But
yeah,
we've
but I
got
think
time.
it's that. Well, I feel like it's been. I feel a lot more closer to my friends as well, because like, certain people like Swami, who we probably like get together maybe sort of 2 or 3 times a year because we've all got really busy schedules, right? Whereas now we talk a lot more regular. We'll just like jump on and do a video call,
Yeah.
which isn't something we think about doing because we're going to meet each other up in person, but because we're not going to,
Yeah.
you know, we
Yeah.
kind of make things work. And I think in this day and age as well, collaborating is so easy,
It's so important.
um,
Talking
because
about
you can just,
collaborations.
yeah,
We've
you know,
got we've got a question here, Zaheer. Sorry to cut you off there. A question for you both. What current artists inspire you? So we'll come back to that, and thank you for that question. So in terms of collaborations, you were saying it's so important, isn't it, to collaborate?
yeah, I think that's the key in success in life anyway. Now, no one gets anywhere by themselves. Anyone that can say you're successful is you have people around you that support you towards the sort of goals. So you have to meet like-minded people that kind of align with the same sort of values you do.
Yeah.
And you know, it's been crazy as well. Like, I remember this time last year when I started getting back into social media, I just put notes out to be like, look, I want to collab with some other producers with specific hashtags, like send me some stuff, and then, you know, I get emails like straight away with some loops, and the next thing you know, I'm working with these producers and we're going half and things, and it's like, it's really really cool that we can do that
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
days so
Yeah.
easily. And it's same with us, right? I can make my song here, send it to you, you can record there, and then we can send it to the mix, and then it's yeah. I think collaboration is key.
Is a key. Ryan's given us a question. Matey, what are you saying? We getting a Rita and Zaheer collab.
Um,
Ooh.
what
I
do you
don't know.
reckon?
I don't know. What do you think, Zaheer? we can like talk about it.
Can you tell him?
I don't know. Is in your court the ball.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we've
All right.
already
Yeah,
worked
we've done
together,
it.
um,
Yeah.
and we're putting a game
Right.
together. So yeah, we have got a song. I think it's a very interesting song actually because it's
It's
not a
a
kind of
very.
song I would produce.
Or I would
And
sing.
yeah,
Let's
so
let's get
we
that
yeah,
disclaimer in that these are genres. Well, it's genre for me that you have never heard me sing.
yeah.
That's
So
all I'm
it's
gonna
very much
say.
out of both of our comfort zones, but I think that's the beauty of creativity.
Yeah.
We could have just done something like I'm going to produce what I produce, and Rita does what Rita does, and we'll just put
Which would
together
have been
all these
easy.
things.
We could have done that
Yeah.
anyway.
But yeah, we've chucked ourselves out of the comfort zone, and I'm really proud of the song. Um, I've got a lot of songs coming out in the next sort of few weeks, but you know, it's there, and I've got a few like tricks up my sleeve or what we're going to do for alternative versions as well. So they're so like top secret, even Rita doesn't know yet. So
Okay. As
so
long
when
as
we get to that
if
point,
I'm like featuring on that, I think I'll need to know.
it's all right. We'll run it by you before, of course. Yeah, I think,
No, you know what? This song, Ryan, it's like, it's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Well, like just putting it out there, because I always feel that, like, as I said earlier on, that, you're forever learning in music and forever evolving. And this was one genre when Zaheer gave me the demo. I did actually say to Zaheer, "Are you sure that I can do this?" And like Zaheer was like, "Yeah, you can do this." So I got into my studio and then I sang it. I wrote my own lyrics, I think, and then we went back and forth, and then Zaheer really guided me on the melody and the lyrics. And then what happened? We did that last year, didn't we, bro? And then we came back to it this year. But because the melody has been stuck in my head, I was able to actually re-record the song. Like, it just flowed. And that was the first time that I passed it to you, and I was like, just let me know what it's like, and you're like, it's fine, it's perfect.
Yeah, I think
What was the genre? You don't know. We can't tell you the genre. You're gonna have to.
We won't tell you that. It's about,
we won't tell you that way.
It's about kind of stepping outside your comfort zone, because you were like, I don't feel comfortable with the lyrics yet. It's like, well, you just like got them. That's why. Give it a while.
Yeah.
So again, I'm glad why we had the demo, and for me, I was like, that demo's there now. All it needs is like polishing up. So for me, again, like, I compartmentalize it. Like, that song will reach stuff. We don't have to look at the lyrics. We don't have to look at the delivery. We'll just probably re-record it when it's more comfortable. Job done. Move on to the next thing. And I'm really consistent with my releases. I've been releasing every month since I've sort of come back, and I think that's a lot of thing that's very different now as well. Is I just got a notification on my phone that I've got an interview with Rita. Music deals at 8:00. Thanks for that.
Cheers.
You
know what's happened, actually, I've got to say to you guys, so if anyone's trying to check in from US, and it's just literally come up that the video's been blocked, and I think it's copyright due to me singing an Elvis song. So I'm really sorry about that if anyone was watching in the US. I know I wasn't trying to beat Elvis or anything, so apologies for that. So getting back to the questions, Ange gave us a question. What current artists inspire you for us both? So here, I'll let you answer that first, and then I'll go after.
Honestly, nobody. I think that's one of the things now. I don't really look up to very many people in terms of creativity. The reason why is it's more like I just kind of want to go down my journey, and I think if you like really idolize somebody or listen to them or look up to them, I feel like that kind of gets in your mind, like creatively, and you start like doing what other people do or trying to fit that mold or genre. So like, I don't really have that much time to listen to much new music. I'm too busy making my own. But like, the people around me really do inspire me, not only like creatively, but like personally. I have a lot of people that I talk to very regularly that are really, really good producers or singers or songwriters or rappers. So I guess it's just like a lot of my main artists that inspire me are just the people around me, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's grown a lot over the last year. So which I'm very grateful for as well.
I've got to agree with you with that one. There's so many amazing artists around us, in our peer groups that just like inspire me on a daily, if they do something. But for me, I've been listening to a lot of like artists, like a lot of soul, a lot. If you guys know me, I like my hip hop as well. But I've been listening to a lot of Doja Cat, and I'll tell you why. If you've heard of her, and she's really versatile. She sings R&B, but then she also raps as well, hip hop. And what I found amazing about her, if you guys have heard my like rendition of Streets and Tumhiho, is how versatile she is and how she can transition her voice into a sweet, like melodical R&B, like chill, like 90s kind of voice to something like so trap and so like hard hitting. That just blew me. So if you guys haven't checked out Doja Cat Streets, go and check it out, and there's actually a live version of it. I actually put it up on my Facebook, but I'll share it again. Just watch the transition that she does. And for me as an artist, as a singer, I'm always I am always inspired by how people sing their words, how they breathe, how they project it, you know, if it's quiet, if it's loud, you know, I'm always looking at that, and that inspires me. And again, you know, what you said, Zaheer, that our peer group, the people around us, you know, they're constantly motivating me. In fact, anyone that comes on Music Hills motivates me, because I'm forever then that week just like checking their stuff out, and you know, so I'll probably be your biggest fan this week. Not saying I'm not
And then
your
forget
biggest
about the
fan,
next week,
but
though.
I
Then
didn't
forget
say
about the
that.
next week.
I didn't say that. So Vinny's saying, "Hey Zaheer." Okay, so Zaheer, like, what's the time? Yeah, I took up most of the first half hour, so we still got loads of time. Um, are your family into music?
Yeah, I think everyone's into the music in their own sort of way. I was always growing up with a lot of different sounds around me. So, like, one of my brothers was really into this kind of hip hop. One of my brothers was into like techno and house. Um, and then obviously there's always the Asian music around because my sister and like my, whatsoever's on the TV. But I wouldn't say that they've been like die hard passionate about music. It's just something that's kind of, they like listening to music, but that's about it really.
Wow. Any other questions out there for Zaheer? Just pop them in the comments. It'll be great. So let's move on to your Song of Solace here. So anyone that's first time that's joined today, welcome to Music Hills. I'm Rita Morar. I'm actually a fusion artist myself. I'm not a presenter, but I am the founder and host of Music Hills. So thank you for joining me. What I do, I ask my guests on about Song of Solace. So where Song of Solace came from is that, okay, I pondered what music means to people, hence why, how does it, music heals them. But I've always also wanted to know what their favourite song is, and it's really hard to put this into one track or two tracks or whatever, to the point where certain guests have even just said, we can't just choose one, we have to have two. So I've let them have two. So the Song of Solace, it's a song that gives you great energy. If we're getting in a car now and I'd say to you, Zaheer, what we're going to put on now, and this is what you're going to put on. And then what I do with that song, if you guys have Spotify, under my Rita Morar artist profile, you can see the Spotify list called Music Hills, and you'll be able to see over around 50 songs that are just so beautiful, from like Bob Marley to Nit and Sonny to a bit of Nas, and yeah, it's just phenomenal. So I'm going to ask you the questions here. What is your Song of Solace? Who is it by, and why?
So if we were going for like a drive, the first thing I would do is probably pick this song because it's the perfect driving song, and it's also one of mine. So it's a bit selfish, but I would pick
Yay!
it
Why not?
because of what it sort of means to me. But I would say it's I did like a summer version of 5 on it. I got 5 on it over the summer. That was kind of like my first song back, and how I got there, considering sort of where I was this time last year, and the fact that I got the original artist to rework the song with me.
How did you get that? You must tell us, bro, because that's
So
just
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. So if you
it's quite
guys know
interesting.
Looney's 5 on it, classic track. Who doesn't know that track? How did were you able to get like?
So it's something that when I was first kind of playing around with songs, I had this idea of doing like a summer version of that,
Yeah,
and I used the acapella, and
yeah.
then I was like, this would be great. And then the Oz movie came out, because nobody would touch that song until, because it's so
Which
iconic.
one?
No one can, the Oz movie where
Yeah,
they use the song
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah,
dark
yeah.
version. So I was like, oh, now it's going to be back out in the fold, and people are going to remix it and all this sort of stuff. It never happened, so I decided to like rework it with a singer. I was just looking for singers to like. I was just planning to like buy somebody to re-sing it for me. Didn't have to like use the sample. And then I was just like, I wonder what that guy's doing now. I wonder what they're doing. And when you go through this black hole of the internet, you start doing all your research and stuff. And then I kind of found out about his sort of life story and his journey since, which hasn't been great since that song. He had some ups and downs. And then I found him on Instagram. That was literally like, I've got nothing really back in me. I haven't got nothing but like 6-year-old songs. But I'm going to message him, and just what's the worst that could happen? And I was very open and honest about the situation and my circumstances, and he's like, all right, let me hear it. And then we came to like an agreement, and then like 5 days later, he sent me the vocals. So it was
That's amazing.
insane, yeah.
You
And
see, that's a power of
yeah,
social media, you know. If you
mm.
don't ask, you don't get. And I've like, put that out. What's the worst that they could say? Is no, right? And you just never
First time I
know
said
where
it
it
could
could take
happen.
you.
So, if anyone does a summer version, since just know, I did it first, and I got the set. I got the original guy. It's not one of the coolest things, but it's like cemented.
Yeah,
So hopefully when the summer, well, we do have a summer. I
yeah.
was quite restricted to what I could do with it because obviously there's no really parties. There's nothing really exciting going on. Like it's a perfect
Yeah,
song for like the
yeah.
beach or like Ibiza and stuff, and I
God,
didn't
what
get
is
to
the
do that.
beach?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 5 on it. So if you haven't heard
Okay.
that, you can check it out on
Well,
Reels.
go and check out Zaheer on Spotify, on all streaming platforms anyway. And then afterwards, I'll put down the links and what have you, where you can follow him. But yeah, 5 on it will be on the Spotify list. I'll put that on my Instagram. So keep an eye on that for that link as well. And do come and follow it as well, because it's really good, like, to see that just the versatility of what everyone chills out to or their go-to song is, and it's very inspiring. In fact, the other day I actually put that on while I was cooking, and I just couldn't believe just how versatile it was, like, as I said, like from Bob Marley to like Coke Studio to Knit and Sonny, and it was just very inspiring. So do check that out. What's coming up for you, Zaheer?
So yeah, I've been over the last month. I was just making. I did a 30-day beat making challenge. So
Yeah, so how
yeah,
is that? I'm really intrigued by that. All these like 30-day challenges. So tell me, I was actually thinking of doing one, but then I thought, how would I do that? But anyway, that's another
um,
conversation. Like, how was that for you? And what did that entail?
it was something I set for myself to do. I was
Mm,
like, I want to make 30 beats in 30 days, and I want to document the process. It's not something I really did before.
yeah,
So first and foremost, it was mainly just for myself. I went and set myself a
yeah.
challenge, and
Mm,
because I was making videos every day, I was almost like accountable for putting something out. Not because what people are going to say, because like I said, like with respect, I don't really care what people say on social media, but like because I got into the habit. So I decided to just do that, and yeah, I feel like it showed a lot more like my personality and a lot more like my face in front of the camera, depending on what way you look at it. So either a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, it was just a fun experience, and I've got 30 beats. I've actually got more than 30 beats because some of them I tweaked with different versions of different genres. So I've got like 30 plus beats now that I can do whatever I want with them, right? So
But
it was,
did you find that it was pressurized to do something like that, or was it like it really boosted you and it really gave you focus on to work on something every day?
I think the only thing that annoyed me about it wasn't the making the music because I make kind of beats pretty much daily. I think it was
Mm,
the editing the videos. So the first one took me ages to edit because I didn't really know
mm,
what I was doing, and then I got better. So it was just yeah, it could get a little bit flustering because it wasn't the music beat stuff. It was more about
yeah.
the things that you don't want to do or you don't like to do. I think
Mm,
that was the key. But yeah, it was a
mm,
great process, and I had. It's just funny looking back because there's a few days. I think it was really interesting to let people know like my mentality going into certain beats or afterwards because there were a few beats that I really hated when I did, and
yeah.
they all fell on certain days when I had long days and I didn't really get to do them to the end. But then I was
Mm.
listening back to them and I was like, these are actually really good. And I remember like complaining to the camera how
Yeah.
this is terrible. It just needed a little bit of work. And then I think the day after I was like, oh yeah, this beat's amazing. And then I listened back to it and I was like, this needs a lot of work actually. So it's quite funny because I can look back and like have those as think thoughts that oh yeah I thought this about the beat and I think when the songs now come out using those beats there'll be a bit more of an emotional connection to like the people who can support me because they go oh yeah that's the day that you made that beat and look where it is now
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's incredible. I think, kudos to you. Kudos to everyone that's doing these
so
challenges,
yeah
it's a great way.
going on to your active question sorry I waffle a lot but yeah I've got a song releasing
Don't say.
next Friday with James
Yay.
Houston so these are the songs that we did
Yeah, let
he's
me see.
he,
So, before you say that, are you able to give us an exclusive or any beat?
I could
Can
play
you
a
play
little bit of a
anything?
song
So Kieran's asking, any beats can you play and you can play now? So
um,
people can actually hear. So that we've got Zaheer on today on Music Hills, guys, and I'm Rita Morar. Um, Let's see if Zaheer can play us something.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I'll do is I can play you the first minute of my next release if you want.
That'd be great. That'd be an exclusive. What is it called? So Lost, right?
So Lost. So this is a song that comes out next Friday. So if you've got me on
Let's go there.
Instagram, or if you haven't got me on Instagram, then head over to @Zaheer Music, and you'll find the link in the bio to pre-save it.
Yeah.
This song's really about. I mean, I think a lot of people will resonate with this because of what we're all going through at the moment, in terms of like not really sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Kind of, we're all a little bit uncertain about the future, and I feel like that's what the song's about. We did it during the once lockdown was lifted, and then we were going to plan to like do something with it, and then lockdown hit, so we were just kind of thinking about it. But it just feels like the right time to release it. And then I've got another song with Jamie coming out the week after. I'm really proud of these songs. They're not really something that most people would probably expect from me either. So, all right, let me see if I can.
You're making those changes here, you know, that's really good. You know, so you're evolving, and that's amazing. So Kixie's going to play something for you, and all of you, let us know if you enjoy it. Drop the hearts, like the video, and just give your support to Zaheer.
Right.
Hopefully we can hear it.
Oh, yeah, 1 second.
That's okay.
Everything's on mute at the moment because I've got the live thing going on and I didn't want to hear myself. So,
I caught you out, didn't I?
Yeah.
This is live, everyone.
There we go. So this is So Lost with James Simpson.
Okay.
Can you hear that all right?
I woke up in the morning and I saw your face. It told a million stories of pure disgrace. I knew that life was changing for the human race. This was major mistake. And I feel like a lost cause chasing an empty road, sailing into the sunset when the moon was still afloat. I was just a drop in the ocean, I'll be on my way, waiting to find the reason to breathe. I might not survive this day. I'm so lost, all I wanna find is my way. I'm so lost, all I wanna find is my way. I'm so lost, all I wanna find is my way. I'm so lost, all I wanna find is my way. And it was getting harder to breathe.
I think that's all I'm going to
say. Oh, that was amazing.
Because I was mentioning stuff about how random I am genre-wise. This is the beat I made today.
Okay.
You're now listening to the sounds of Zaheer.
Ooh, I like this. Oh wow, I can hear the bass.
So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. So
what genre was that? That was really good. That sounded like dubstep.
It's sort of like a little bit, kind of like garagey, like dubsteppy garagey.
Yeah. Oh, that's new. That's a new genre. Garage and dubstep. Oh, I love the bass. I think we're gonna have to speak about that one.
Yeah, there's I've got a lot of stuff I think going on at the moment, and then the song after the song with Jamie is like a real urban. It's like a grime / drill beat, but the singer, who's actually a rapper, is doing like an Afro beats flow on it. So
yeah,
it's just a lot. We just, I just don't feel like in this day and age you need to be defined by a genre or your audience or whatever. I think you just need to make music for you. So I made like 400 beats last year, and I've done about 100 so far. So
that's mad.
I just keep going. Like it's very hard for me to like pinpoint something. And I think that's what the 30-day challenge really showed as well. So if you like that song So Lost, it's out next Friday. Hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Instagram, and pre-save it because it would really mean a lot to us. The song means a lot to us. I had a blast putting those songs together with Jamie. He's so talented, crazy talent, and really sound guy as well. So we're very much like, we're very different people, but I think our connection through the music and the passion for music really shows in these songs, and we've got some other stuff coming in the pipeline as well.
That's really great. That is so great to hear.
Just wish we could do it live because he's amazing live.
Oh, you know what? Then you've got something to look forward to. I think we're all feeling that. How is COVID like being in lockdown? Obviously, it's hit you that we haven't been able to be live. It's definitely hit me. It's hit a lot of us artists that can't go out and perform live. You know, I definitely miss the audience. Do you miss the audience aspect of it?
I think it was something I've always. I'm one of the rare few producers that actually do perform live, other than just like put headphones on and play DJ. So, you know, for people that don't know, when I do my music live, I have like a band. So I'll play a part of the beat, and then I'll do keys live on stage, and then I'll have like a drummer, a bassist, and guitarist to add a new dimension to it. And it's just, it adds such a different sound to your music, and I love kind of bringing my productions alive. And that is something I was looking forward to and hoping for. And it's obviously not something that happened last year, but I think it's, in a way, it's good because I've just got loads of songs with different artists now, so I can kind of pick and choose. And there will be some sort of form of doing it, even if not, we might just do something, you know, live online or something interactive. I think there's a lot of options. So you know, COVID's got to go. I mean, New Zealand's doing festivals, right? So there's loads of people doing festivals.
I just like, it's shocking. It's not in a good way. It's shocking, you know, that it's hope that like New Zealand are in that now. We just gotta make sure the government are sorting themselves out to move us in that right direction. And that, I mean, I'm having my injection on Wednesday, so I'll let you guys know how that is. And
music will, but the government does not. So I think if we start talking about that now, we'd need another couple of hours.
We're not going to.
Let's not open up that can of
we
worms.
won't open over that kind of worms, though.
But let's just think of good times. Let's just think of the times we do get to do that stuff. Let's think of we'd be grateful for the connections that we do have.
Definitely, and I think that with like lockdown, a lot of us have come out of our shells. I definitely have. You know, like push the boundaries on certain things, and obviously what you have said as well, Zaheer, that, you know, you've like tapped into like certain challenges and you've evolved and stuff, you know, and it's great to see that. And I think that's how we all get inspired, like to move forward, that we can only see and only do our best in what we've been given and shown. And so, you know, well done for that. So wrapping it up, if somebody was to come and like just nudge you and say, Zaheer, you know, I want to start as a producer, what 3 points would you give them, and why? And
the first thing is just do it, just get started. Don't worry about not having the equipment or having the money, you know, just being creative is key. You can be creative however. So I would say that's the first thing. Just start doing it. Your first few beats are going to be terrible. It is what it is, but you learn, and always be like. And the other thing is, like, for me, that keeps me going and motivated, is being a student of music and creativity and always wanting to learn more about it. I think as you're curious about it, and you know, the more you learn, the better you'll get. So it's just those two things go hand in hand. The more you make and the more you learn, eventually, you know, the two of them. You're going to get somewhere. And I think it's really important just to like enjoy the process. And it's not so much about being heard or being known or getting to a certain point, because if you get to that certain point, and if you're unfulfilled and then you get to that point, you'll be unfulfilled again. So you want to really just get lost in the creative process and just have fun with it. And just don't let anyone define you. Don't let any person or thing define you. And you know, if somebody says you need to stick to this, like, just first and foremost, just follow what you want to do. So those are three things that, I mean, I'm doing them now and learning that probably myself now. But you know, I don't like to look back and had I done that, but if I was to start afresh, or if somebody was starting fresh, I think those are the three things that you kind of really need to. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, then I think that's the key. And just get started. Don't worry about anything or anyone. Just just get going. That's all I would say.
Just get going, and I'll second that. Just get going. Just do what you want to do, and but your network, and just put yourself out there. Put yourself out there, because you'll only learn as much as you put yourself out there. If that makes sense.
And just don't get hung up on this like social media stuff and likes and comments.
Yeah, likes and numbers and comments and that. I'm a true believer of like having genuine likes and genuine, whatever. And so don't fall into that trap of making a mockery of your art. That's all I'm going to say. Because, I think it's not fair on you, and it's not fair on your music. Most definitely.
The good attitude there is like getting 100,000 people to watch your video is cool. But when you think about it, all you need is one person to listen to something, to give you an opportunity for something. So like, I remember when I was doing really well with like BBC Introducing and stuff, it was one person that viewed one of the videos that only had about 200 views, but he got me onto a wedding festival. Like, he was like, we're going to put you on. It literally only takes one person to hear something. So, if you release a song and it's a flop, but one person goes, look, I wouldn't mind buying the beat from your jump on a song, then it's all worth it. So don't try to look at the big numbers, and don't compare yourself to somebody who's got 500,000, because they've probably built that for years. Or
they could have built that. Everyone's got their own journey and stuff, and I totally agree with that.
Your journey is to get started, and then maybe in 10 years' time or 5 years' time, someone's going to be looking up at your numbers or where you've got to. And you'd want to wish to tell them the same things. You wouldn't want to tell them you need to do this, otherwise you're not going to go anywhere. So just do it for yourself. And, opportunities will come. Just kind of trust the process, really.
Trust the process. That's the main thing. Zaheer, where can everyone find you?
Luckily, back in the day, branding was really important to me. So I'm everything at Zaheer Music.
That's amazing. Facebook, you're so lucky to have done that.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everything's at Zaheer Music. I stylize my producer thing as Zaheer Music as well now. So it's not just Zaheer, because I'm trying to fight getting attention between Zaheer Khan, the cricketer. There's a really famous photographer called Zaheer, and then there's a comic character called Zaheer. So it's very hard to battle with those guys. So, Zaheer Music is much easier to find. So, Instagram's normally the best place to get in touch. I'm very open. I might not come across it in some of my posts, but I'm very open. If you message me, if you comment. If I don't come back to you again, it's not personal. If I'm focused on something, then I just, I have tunnel vision. I like focus on one thing at a time. I think multitasking is a great way to burn yourself out. So I try not to do it. So just focus on what I need to do.
You should be second nature multitasking. Yeah. Come on.
I'm a man.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, well, now that you said it, well,
So I focus on one thing. But at Zaheer Music, ZAHER.
Amazing.
And,
perfect. Great stuff. Will you come back after lockdown and on Music Hills and just let us know how everything's going? It'd be great to have you back.
Depends how our song goes. If we fall out during the release, then I don't know. There's another thing I will mention, actually, is you're on a song with Substeppers at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm doing the remix for that. Which
of course. How can we have even forgot that? So we've got that, guys, coming. So the song that came out with Substeppers yesterday, Lockdown Wave, it's got so much love. So thank you so much for that. But exclusive for you, Zaheer is going to be putting a remix together for us. So very honoured for that.
Probably fancy making an Instagram video of how I break down the beat as well, because I remember when I first heard it, I was like, I need to sample this, but I want to go down a total different route. So I've made it really it's very trap, it's very dirty.
It's great, it's a great track. I really enjoyed putting down the layers for that, the vocals. Thank you so much for joining today, bro. It's been an absolute pleasure for, just listening about your journey and just being part of Music Hills is a great honour, and just
No
keep up the
technical
amazing work.
difficulties. Huh?
Well, I
That's
did put
weird.
it all together. Don't say that. Yeah, the only thing is we've just got banned in US, but it's all right.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
have to do
that you
that.
know
It might
that's fine. We got you on. That's the main thing. Thank you, and I'll speak to you real soon. Yeah.
cool. Thank you for having me, and thanks for all the questions. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to some new people after this. So yeah.
Yeah. Hit up Zaheer, guys. Yeah, he doesn't bite, I promise. I don't bite too. So if you've got any questions about music or anything that we've spoken about, just DM us, and let's get the conversation flowing and talking about Music Hills. All right,
Sounds good.
Zaheer. You take care
Thank
of
you very much.
yourself. I'll speak to you soon.
See ya.
Bye. So that was Zaheer, guys, Zaheer Music, and if you want to follow him, please do. I've tagged him in my post on Facebook. You can find down here, get my bearings right, yeah, there. Zaheer Music, and you'll be able to find him on Twitter, Instagram. Do check out his Instagram feed; it's amazing because he does break down a lot of the beats that he puts together, and it starts a conversation. It's really interesting for me as well as a artist, to see how producers produce their tracks and which elements they put in. And if you've got a curiosity about how music is put together, do check out Zaheer. Moving on, next week we have the one and only Vikash Sankandecha on. So a story about Vix, that I started Music Hills and he was my first guest last year, and we didn't have all this fancy hype, and we didn't, there wasn't no structure. We were just having loads of bats online, and it was really funny. But at that time, Instagram couldn't save that particular video. In fact, some of my very first Music Hills sessions that I did, I couldn't save any of them, which is unfortunate. But if you want to check them out, you can. Others after that you can check out on my Instagram. But yeah, Vic was my first guest on Music Hills, and I thought it'd be great to just have him back and talk about what how the year has been for him, what he's been up to, and just give him that platform and the recognition that he deserves as well. So make sure you tune into that. If you have any requests for any songs that you'd like me to sing, let me know as well. That'd be great. I've got some great guests coming up for you in March. I can't believe I'm talking about March. I've already got it all lined up, and let's just say, for those people that say there's not many female artists out there, we're gonna change that little quote that some people actually put out there, because there's loads of us out there, and I'm going to get to introduce some amazing female artists. There's a few things happening with me as well musically. Can't wait to speak to you about that as well. But keep in touch, share this video, like this video, and keep the conversation going for Music Hills, because it means so much to me, and you never know, it could inspire anybody out there that's part of music or just needs to have a bit of hand holding in their journey. All right, guys, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon, and I'll check you guys next Monday. Bye.